There's a strange thing that happens when billionaires try to save money. I see it all the time in private estates. The principal says one simple phrase: let's reduce cost. And just like that, the entire household team springs into action, scrambling to find savings. Here's the problem. Saving money means very different things to a principal than it does to the people running your home. For the homeowner, maybe a more appropriate statement would be don't waste money. That might be the goal. But for staff, that same directive often translates into cutting corners, and that can lead to damage, waste, and costly mistakes that ripple across the property and the people managing it. Let me give you a real-world scenario. Imagine you're replacing your driveway. The estimated cost comes in at about $300,000. The principal looks at that number and says, can we reduce that cost? To them, that's a reasonable statement. But to an estate manager, it's an assignment. They start calling new contractors, chasing lower bids, and trying to value engineer the project. The problem? Some estate managers, not all, but some, lack in-depth construction knowledge, and therefore they rely on the advice of the lower bid contractors, who may be suggesting lowering standards such as rebar size, on-center measurement placement, as well as the need for proper drainage, or maybe the depth of concrete of the load-bearing requirements. So they hire the cheaper crew that uses a shallower concrete base and skips proper expansion joint placements. 6 months later, guess what? That driveway starts to crack. And now the homeowners are really unhappy about the new driveway and the portions that have to be rebuilt, costing even more than the original proposal. And that doesn't account for the time, effort, and oversight that the estate manager has to invest in that project, keeping them from other critical initiatives. This pattern shows up everywhere, not just in construction. Someone swaps out the premium toilet paper, oh no, for the cheaper brand, that guests and family members notice immediately. Cheaper print paper starts jamming daily, and an old water heater gets patched instead of replaced until it fails and floods the basement, leaving everyone in the house with a cold shower. New car tire purchases are delayed, leading to a flat tire mid-trip with the principals and their VIP guests inside. I even see estate managers managing homes across the United States or outside of the country that they have never visited, and still being held responsible for service failures that happen at those properties. All of this stems from the one misunderstanding equating to saving money and spending less instead of spending smart. There's a deeper risk here. When every directive is about saving money, staff begin to feel like their value is measured in how much money they save, not in the quality of their service. That mindset destroys morale, shifts focus from excellence, discretion, and true luxury service, the thing that you're paying for them to even be in your house. The solution isn't ignoring cost, it's to manage them strategically. Here's how I'd look at that. Number 1, budget strategy. Build a clear annual budget that includes maintenance, staffing, and capital improvements. Number 2, implement a proposal submittal system. Any request that reduces cost should go through a formal review process. Number 3, get competitive bids. Get multiple bids, but make sure they're truly apples and apples comparisons. And 4, design authority. Principals should always influence the design aesthetics, but not the structural or the safety specifications. Always build to the higher standards, regardless of who's watching and the cost. I've seen pizza ovens rebuilt, driveways poured twice, and homes flooded, all because the well-meaning staff tried to save a few bucks. Here's the truth. Saving money in a luxury home isn't about cutting corners. It should be about eliminating waste, managing investments wisely, and ensuring things are done right the first time. Because nothing costs more than redoing something that should have been built right from the start. Before you try to cut costs in your estate, pause and get expert eyes on the plan. I help estate managers and homeowners identify where to save without compromising quality, safety, or service. And right now you can save 25% off my private estate strategy package, which includes 3 one-on-one coaching sessions focused on resolving your estate's biggest challenges like staffing gaps, broken systems, and hidden risks that quietly drain wealth. Click on the link below in the video description to claim the discount package and make sure that your next cost-saving decision is a smart one. Act fast. This promotion only runs through the end of the month because saving money shouldn't cost you more in the end. That's it until next time. Thanks for listening.